Joined now by senior quarterback Cade Klubnik. Cade, unless you have any opening comments, we can go straight to questions.
Let's go.
Y'all fire away.
Kevin was saying yesterday that you work all year for these 12 days, and now you get a chance at one of these 12 that you're guaranteed days. Is there a little bit more excitement, waking up Sunday, getting up Monday, at practice, knowing what awaits you at the end of the week?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you got a random workout in February, and it's leading to something. And it's leading to this Saturday, and then the next Saturday, and like you said, 12 opportunities. So, it's exciting. It's exciting to go live out what you've been working for. So that's going to be, it's exciting to kind of go do that. In terms of different mentality waking up this week, I think that I feel like if I woke up any different today or Monday in a game week than I have the last 3 weeks in fall camp or have really the whole year, I feel like I've been living out the last 3 weeks of fall camp wrong, honestly. My mentality is I got to wake up and, treat it like game week and treat it like it's the biggest day of the year every single day. So that's been my mentality. So I'm excited to go play a game. I'm excited for what this team can do and, what we're capable of and the work that we've been putting in. It's been fun, excited to see the fruits of that labor. Obviously really excited.
I was watching Cam Newton's podcast, and he was saying that the best teams are always player-led, that the coaches don't have to do a lot of talking. Have you seen that?
I would say so. Yeah, going all the way back to January. Yeah, especially throughout the summer and just – it's been very player-led. Obviously our coach has done a great job too, but it's been very, very player-led for sure. Yeah.
Just looking back at the last couple openers, to have a different result this time, kind of what has to be different?
Just do what we do. We don't have to do too much. I think sometimes you go into a first game and you feel like you got to go do all this, insane, crazy plays and go make all this, wild stuff happen. But at the end of the day, you just got to do the routine plays and do them really well and do them routinely and, be smart, be efficient, and just go rip it. Just go rip it and just have fun, and just enjoy it. And like he said, just go live out the work that you've been putting in. What a great opportunity we have. We get to go play. So just go enjoy it and be excited for success. Yeah.
I think Coach Riley was saying the layups is just, that's something you could do better, saying those all the time. Like, how do you, chase perfection? Knowing you're not going to be perfect, but how do you get closer to that to not miss those layups?
I feel like anything 20 yards, anything within 20 yards should be like a handoff, so anything within 20 yards should be automatic for me. That's been one of my goals this offseason. So, that should be a goal for me is anything within 20 yards. If it's there, I'm hitting it. Anything past that, I should hit it too. So that's for sure. I just making the routine plays routinely. That's kind of what Coach always says. So I feel like I've done a pretty good job of that and hopefully go do that this season at a very efficient rate.
What challenges have you seen from this LSU defense so far through you guys?
Yeah, man, they're explosive. They've got a great veteran core, especially in the linebacker room. With Weeks and Perkins and Weeks again. They got guys that have played a lot of ball and they're smart, they're physical, they're relentless. They're hauling ass, to go get the ball every single play and. They love the game, and they're smart, and you can see it in the way that they play. They're very well coached. They're not making a lot of middle errors. They're in the right spot and in the right places at all times. So, we got to be really efficient on first and second down. Stay in front of the chains. So, yeah, they're a great defense and have a lot of guys coming back, and will definitely be a fun challenge for us.
Garrett Nussmeier?
Absolutely, yeah.
When?
4 or 5 times over the years. Just going to camps growing up, Manning passing academy the last 2 years. So.
Do you admire him, respect him as another guy who kind of stuck around at his school?
Absolutely, especially playing behind Jaden Daniels, and then wait until his really 4th year to start. That's got a ton of respect for that. And, he's a heck of a player. And, I love, watching him last year, just his anticipation on throws, the way he leads his guys. When we were at Manning, the LSU receivers come over and being able to watch them and the way he leads them and his relationship with them was really cool to see. And you can just tell that his teammates really love him. And but he's a heck of a player, and I love watching him play. Yeah.
That patience, I guess you both kind of did to wait your turn or like wait to stay and develop. How do you kind of, I guess, get there? I mean, some people are impatient. I guess what kind of makes, I guess, speak for yourself. How does it kind of make you? How did you perform that patience that you wanted to stay at Clemson and wanted to develop?
This is just in my mind the best place to get better. So I was in a scenario where I was playing early, and I knew that I needed to get better, and this was the place to do it. We had great people around me, an incredible coaching staff, a coaching staff that have put together great quarterbacks before me, great offenses around me. So this is a place I knew I needed to get better, and it's really simple as that. So.
You guys always talk about treating each opponent the same.
Yeah.
When you're having an opener of this magnitude, getting so much attention, how hard is that to do?
I feel like we faced it last year too. Just with who we played last year, and I feel like we're kind of used to that. I don't know. It's. I think we kind of lived it out last year and saw how it went through, and it's another game, and it's a huge game, and but so is week 3. And you just have to have that mentality, because when it really comes down to it, it's going to be a number on your record. It's going to just be another tally. So we got to go take care of business this week, no matter who's on the other side. Coach Sweeney's going to say it every single week, but we're playing Clemson, and if Clemson beats Clemson, then we're going to win. Actually, if Clemson doesn't beat Clemson, then we're not going to win. So we got to take care of business and do what we do, take care of the ball, get takeaways, be efficient, no mental errors, and just do what we do. Make the routine plays routinely, and do what we do. I think we have a really good plan going into it. But yeah, when it comes to the season, it's a long season. Just got to go do what we do week in and week out. So.
It's the third year in the system under Coach Riley now. There's so much returning production on the offense. Has it allowed him to do more teaching this offseason rather than just installation?
I think so, and just finding wrinkles too. Finding more wrinkles in the game and more freedoms throughout the offense for us to just kind of have feel for the game, and kind of put some more on the receivers and the offensive line and stuff, and instead of maybe just run and drawing, sometimes a little bit more freedoms there. So yeah, I think so. I think that's a great way of putting it. Not as much just installing all the time. We get to spring, and it's kind of like you look around and, all right, we don't have, we had one freshman receiver. We just kind of have who we have, and everybody kind of knows the plays already, and obviously we have week-to-week installs and stuff that we're going to install for certain teams, but we kind of know what to do, and it's like, all right, now we're just really perfecting doing what we do at a really, really high rate. So.
In the media, it's going to be framed as you versus Garrett Nussmeier. I mean, as a quarterback at all, do you look at it as like, I like to battle this guy, like he's going to take a shot and take mine at all, or you just don't think about it?
I don't really think about it. I'm not on the field with him, so I'm not necessarily directly going against him. When you got an explosive arm and explosive talent like they have, you got to take advantage of every single drive. I would say that. You got to take advantage of every drive and get points and stuff like that, because they're going to go try and do the same thing. So I wouldn't really say it's me versus him. I'm really focused on their defense coordinator and the players that they have on their defense. So.
Any questions for Cade virtually? Anybody else in the room?
You've been open this offseason kind of about your struggles your sophomore year, your growth in your junior year. I was just curious about how did other coaches like Tajh Boyd kind of help you get through those rough patches and now going through the great patches? How crucial was he to your personal growth?
Yeah, man. Tajh is Man, Tajh's, I would say I'm probably top 3 closest with in this facility and probably in my life right now, just in terms of the way that he's been there for me through it all. Through my sophomore year, through last year, through this year, just from a quarterback perspective, you just see it different. You see the game different, and he's lived it. He's lived it here. He's been in this exact same, not necessarily this exact room, but he's been in this room. He's sat where I sat, and to have that perspective is just different. It's a different perspective than Coach Riley brings and Coach Sweeney brings and maybe somebody else brings. So to have him just right there, just knowing what I'm going through and everything, it's awesome, and just honestly such a blessing to have him in the room with me every single day, post-practice, talking stuff through, pre-practice, during practice, post-practice, talking stuff through and seeing what he's seeing maybe I missed something, maybe I can do something better, but then also just talking life, seeing how we're handling, the stuff off the field and everything like that, and just, trying to be the best me I can be, and I feel like he's definitely done an incredible job of doing that, so.
So your mom had to put out a rumor that you got in a car accident. Did that even get back to you? There was a message board post about that. How weird is that?
Yeah, I was sitting at home, just hanging out with my roommates, and my mom calls me, crying, and I'm like, what's going on? And she's just tearing up, acting seeing if I'm okay, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, what's going on? And she, saw the post that dude or whoever posted, but that was the first thing I heard of it, and then, the calls and texts started coming in, but man, just, I don't know who it was, but man, just shame on them for the pain that they had to put people that I love through. So I'm not really, interested in talking about it anymore. But it was a messed up joke and whatever. But I'm okay.
Thank you, Cade.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.